What can LeBron do to pass MJ, Mike?
I think you just answered it. You get to get closer to that 6.
Get 2 more?
Get closer to that 6. And for me, the one thing about LeBron is when he's done, it's hard to compare now because as we see right now, he's not even close to being over. He continues to get better. But when he's done, I think he's going to be top 5 in every major statistical category that the NBA offers. So if he gets closer to that 6, it's going to be really, really hard not to open the door when he knocks. And so that's the only thing you can really say right now is the winning.
Is the door closed until he gets those 2 more, though?
No, absolutely not. I think it's so hard to have this conversation now. I mean, it's all hypothetical. But if he stays healthy and continues to do the things he's doing now at 32, you think you start slowing down, he's speeding up. And so for me, if he doesn't win 2 more, it's not closed. It's going to be more of a conversation, though.
Stephen A.
Question for you, Mike.
Sorry, are you saying that if he does win 2 more, it's not a conversation, that he is better than Jordan?
It's always going to be a conversation. It's Michael Jordan. I mean, we grew up watching MJ, obviously my idol, one of my idols. So it's always a conversation when it comes to Jordan and the best player, if he gets to 2 more. Now, with that being said, you're going to have less arguments coming back that why LeBron is not the best player ever if he gets 2 more.
Here's my thing, and I wanted to throw this by you because I want to make sure we're fair to your former teammate, obviously considered the greatest player in the world today, which he is. If LeBron were to lose this finals, he would be 8-1 in conference finals, but 3-5 in the NBA finals. When I think about Jordan, 6-2 in conference finals, 6-0 in the NBA finals. When I think about Kobe, 7-0 in conference finals, 5-2 in NBA finals. Those are the kind of numbers that jump out at me. How should we view LeBron through that prism I just highlighted for you?
Obviously, that part makes it difficult on the argument. The argument I would say back in return is that he's going now to be in his 7th straight. By the time he's done, he's going to probably play in 12, 13 finals. Now, if you play in that many finals, you're going to eventually lose. You're not going to win 12 straight unless you're, Bill Russell or people like
Michael
that.
Jordan.
Or Michael Jordan. He got 6. So, to me, it's always going to be the argument. That's the argument. Like, I can't sit here and deny that. The argument's always going to be that. When he gets to the finals, his record hasn't been the best. But at the end of the day, he has 3 finals championships, and he's fighting for more. We're arguing at 32.
Mike, let me ask you this other question, because the only thing for me that I get critical about is the Eastern Conference. It's like, if you, I think any team that LeBron is on obviously is exponentially better. I mean, if you put him on the San Antonio Spurs, they wouldn't lose. If you put him on the Warriors, they wouldn't lose. If you put him on the Clippers, as far as I'm concerned, they wouldn't lose. He's that great. But the fact that he's in the Eastern Conference in a lot of people's eyes has a lot to do with why he's been to so many finals, because they don't believe with the competition that exists in the West that it would have happened with that degree of regularity. What do you say to that?
Obviously, again, a good argument. You're going to have good arguments come across the board. The problem I would say with that is the Eastern Conference now, yes, I can understand. When we were in Miami going to the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics were big time. The Chicago Bulls were the number 1 seed in the East for a while. Indiana was tough. It's a different brand and style of basketball. I get that. I truly believe one of the things you said there is the same thing I believe. Any team you put him on, for the most part, he's making the NBA Finals. So it's a matter of now getting it there and making the plays necessary in a 7-game series when it comes down to the NBA Finals.
Mike, the only thing about that is when any year he lost the finals, it's clear he wouldn't have gotten out of the Western Conference because he lost to the Western Conference team that represented the West in the finals. So those are all years he wouldn't have made the finals, and he only made them because he was in the East. Jordan, on the other hand, never played with an all-star. The first time he did, so the argument, well, at least he's making the finals. Jordan's getting eliminated ahead of time. First time Jordan played with an all-star was Scottie Pippen's first year. They took the Pistons Game 7. Pippen couldn't play in Game 7 because he was sick. Next year, Pippen hit his prime, and Jordan didn't win the finals again in under 7 games. Jordan's a tough argument for peak, but maybe for career, as you mentioned, since he's 32 years old, if he keeps going, maybe you could make the argument for an overall career one day. It's LeBron. How much farther do you think he can go at or around this level, Mike?
I mean, obviously that's the $1 million question for him at 32 years old right now to do what he's doing. It seems like he's running downhill instead of uphill, which is to me the most amazing thing, right? So to have this argument at 32 is tough, and then it becomes a question of do you put the legacy or the comparisons on just winning or overall numbers? Because when the overall numbers are said and done, if he continues at this pace for the next 3 to 4 years, in my views, will be top 5 in every major statistical category.